It was reported today that Matt McMahon is going to be staying an extra season at LSU, and here's my thoughts on that. I think there were a lot of conversations behind closed doors when it came to LSU men's basketball. I think it came from the administrative side. I think it came from booster sides. I think it just came from fan side, just seeing it on social media. I don't care if Scott Woodward tells you he sees it or doesn't see it. If he tells you he doesn't see it, well, why doesn't he see it? He technically, should be working for you in some sense. You are the fan that wants to see the program running. But nevertheless, Matt McMahon is staying at LSU for another year. It also comes with a little bit of bonus, not to his wallet, but to the wallets of the players that he'd be going after. Guys, it's the same thing that I've said about football that I'll say about men's basketball. To be the best, you got to have some of the best. You don't win national championships. You don't get into the Sweet 16. You don't get into the field of 32. Hell, you just don't get into the postseason being Rudy Poo and having Rudy Poo talent. Now, I am not saying that they have that now. All I'm saying is I do not believe that you have the talent to compete in a conference that spent a lot of more money than you in basketball to get elite talent to their program. The bottom line is, for you to win in sport, you have to have some of the best players. It's never going to change. Now, basketball can be a little different because you have experience or how you want to structure things. Sure, I'm with you. I understand that. I'm with you. But ultimately, for you to win, you got to have good players. Matt McMahon is going to be getting the backing, whatever that means, from LSU in a bigger push of NIL to get better players in here. I don't think, and I've said this religiously when we've talked about Matt McMahon, I know that there are a lot of people that did not want him to come back, but Scott Woodward made this hire, and he's not going to give up before he ultimately has to. Why would he? Why should he, really? It was 2-4 and winning national championships and bringing coaches in here that can actually, technically 3 out of 5 if you want to talk about Jay Clark, but that is the truth. Might not just want to be the sport that you're in. And I'm going to get to this question in a minute. I see one that's in there that says, Blake, if you had one school that can win a national championship this year, who would it be? It'd probably be football. But I say that until I really want that Omaha run, right? Until Jay Johnson's in Omaha again. And I'm like, if I knew I had the card in my back pocket that they can win a natty, I might do that. I don't know. In reference to Matt McMahon, though, I don't hate the move. I know that from the men's basketball perspective, a lot of people want to win. A lot of people want Will Wade back. And I'm not opening that can of worms with you. If they move on from Matt McMahon, they want to bring back Will Wade. How about this? We'll talk about it then. In reference to right now, in reference to there being a situation, basically LSU came out today and told you that they're not giving him all the ability to go out there and win. There's no administration that comes out and says, whether it be Brian Kelly or whether it be Matt McMahon, who Matt McMahon has been busting his ass, trying to raise funds. He's in a place where a sport like baseball is going to overtake him when it comes to money. That is not an unfortunate truth. It's just the truth. Jay, as an example, and LSU men's basketball is not spending the amount of money that LSU baseball does. Well, it's a little bit of a difference. In today's world, you know what it looks like to win. Now, Dave Shoemate over the SEC Unfiltered asked, what sport does men's basketball come in when it comes to LSU? For me, it's probably 4th, right, at the current moment. I would love for them to go on the run, but I do feel as if, for me, not speaking for every LSU fan, but for me, it goes football, baseball, and then whatever for me. Now, that's me as an individual. I hope men's basketball can make a tournament run. Why wouldn't I want them to make a run? I understand the legends. I understand all the greats that have come before us. The Shaquille O'Neals of the world. So many others that have been there and done that. I love being in high school and playing a high school baseball game. I found out LSU beat Duke while we were playing a baseball game. Like, I love hearing that. I want them to succeed. I want Matt McMahon to succeed. But it doesn't come to the fact that they admitted the administrative side of this, whether you want to hear this or not, They're admitting that they did not give him all the tools that this place can give him. Now, there's about to be a big investment in just not only men's basketball, but women's basketball as well. The new arena is going to be a massive deal. It will be a massive deal for recruiting and facilities and everything that you're going to do for basketball. It's time that happens. I'm with everybody. It's time that it happens. But they're ultimately admitting that they did not give him the access to what he needed. Now, do I think that Matt McMahon can win here if given the right resources? Well, of course I do. I really do. But there comes a part when you make this kind of claim and you make this kind of push. If the success doesn't come after you make a financial push, then what? Is this a final straw that, look, we're going to back you. We're going to give you the funds. Now go out and do it. I think it could be a final straw move. Again, I will continue to repeat. There are people out there that do not like this move and wanted a change in the guard. Scott Woodward ain't going to bend the knee to you, me, boosters, nobody. Regardless of what you think of him, the dude ain't going to bend no knee. He's also admitting, I think, a little bit of his own failure here and not helping Matt McMahon out enough. But listen, you're wanting to put as an administrative leg a big onus on men's basketball. You are. I don't hate it. I just think that you're in a little bit of an impasse. This conference, the SEC, when it comes to men's college basketball, guys, they have 9 teams ranked in the top 25. 9. That's not normal for the SEC. 9 teams. What do all those teams have in common? I'll give you a guess. It's not hard. We talk about it in football. We talk about it in baseball. I'm giving you a guess. What are they doing? You and I both know exactly what they're doing. They will spend money. They are getting talent. That is the truth. You are not. Now, here's something that I want to make very well known. Matt McMahon did bring in some guys last year from the portal that made a massive chunk of change. Massive chunk of change. So I don't want to hear that you didn't. I want to make this very well clear too, because it wasn't put in good enough context. It's not as Matt McMahon doesn't have any funds. Enough to compete in the SEC right now, probably not. Basketball at this place will always take a back foot to the other two. Now, it won't if you start winning, because this place, and meaning Baton Rouge LSU fans, they will pay for a winner. They will travel for a winner. There is one thing I want to say here that I want to make very well known. There is a part of this in the Matt McMahon stuff that isn't an excuse. Let me explain. You think Jay Johnson goes out there and asks Scott Woodward that he needs help? Do you think Jay Johnson, who has 2 of the last 3 number 1 high school recruiting classes, the number 1 transfer portal class, and we're going to talk a lot of baseball, a lot of guys that you saw this weekend that shut up, freshmen all over the place. Do you believe that Jay Johnson goes out there and asks for help? No, he doesn't. He does it himself. So, I will say, some of this still is on Matt McMahon. Some of it is. When you have a bona fide top 25 player in your state and you lose them to the likes of Houston, can't happen. Guys, that just cannot happen. So, I don't hate it, and I really do want Matt McMahon to succeed. Really, I do. But for me, if we're here from a year from now and we're in a situation where LSU and the collective and Bayou Traditions, which if you want men's basketball to succeed, there's one way for you to do it. Go to Bayou Traditions and give them money. But because that's coming, by the way, that 100% is coming. So LSU said that they're going to give him a more financial commitment. Okay, that comes with high expectation. They're admitting they didn't do it. You can't be 2-10 in the league. That's what it means. So, I really do like Matt McMahon. I really do. It's just we're not, baseball and football are going to drown out when you're 2-10 in the conference. Guys, we're not talking about the Oklahoma game here. Because I'm not going to come in here and depress ourselves for 30 minutes on an organization and administration who literally came out today, whether you want to believe it or not, and said that they did not put enough forth for him. If you don't care about it, why do you want fans to care about it? You want the fans to care about it when you're admitting that you didn't do it, that you're one of the least in the SEC when it comes to funding and NIL. Get out of here with that. All right. There was some other basketball news. So Trey'Dez Green is going to be stepping away from men's basketball because of academic reasons. Well, that is true. After talking to some people today, it is for some academic reasons. But here's what I'd say. We've talked about Trey'Dez Green a lot on this show. We've talked about ultimately where I think his best position in sport will be. When you come in here and you play two sports in today's world, it's damn near impossible. It is damn near. I don't care the athlete. Not saying it's not doable, because it normally does not work out. Trey'Dez Green stepping away. And I heard Matt McMahon today saying that he's going to go back over with football. I talked with Coach Brian Kelly. We got to get these academics working. There's some things going on here. He gave a lot of effort. I mean, that's what he's saying. To me, it seems like a decision has been made after listening to Matt McMahon. The report says that came out stated that he says he's stepping away. Where in that interview, because I went and listened to it, where in that interview did you get that he's saying that he's just stepping away for a little bit for academics? He literally stated, unless he misquoted himself, which could have happened, but again, could have happened. But he literally came out and stated he's going to go back over there with them. That is a direct quote. So unless there's got to be something that's coming back here, or maybe it wasn't, maybe just misspoke, I don't know. I have no clue. What I do know is it's the right move for the kid. It's the right move for the kid. I do not believe that Trey'Dez Green, who, by the way, made some freakish plays in basketball. I think he is uberly talented. I think that there's a sport where he could be a bona fide golden jacket guy.